Hi, I'm Cat Navarro-Lee at the 2026 Dances with Films, and I am here with Chris and Tanner, who are going to be talking to us about their animation pilot called Penguin House.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi. When I picture Penguin
Glad
House,
to be here.
think of, a penguin, but what's this about?
Yeah, honestly, it is exactly about that. It is kind of a show about like 20-something penguins, all multicolored, all very cute, all very inspired by like Sanrio kind of.
Sanrio?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that kind of design. So taking like really cute characters like that and kind of putting them into, sounding a little like trite, like putting them into the real world and like real situations, but focusing on like the absurd and save me here.
I think you covered it mostly, but it's very bombastic, very much based on the cartoons that we grew up watching. We say the shows that we were left in front of the TV to watch at a young age. And
what were some of your inspirations, cartoon-wise?
Oh, definitely stuff like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, things like that. I'm probably missing a lot, but
No, I think that's right.
yeah, okay.
So would you say that you brought some of the elements of that into the pilot as far as humor, style?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just the inspiration, and we tried our best to live up to that bar. I hope that we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know that you two know each other from school. How important do you think it is to have that foundation of friendship when you're going into a project like this?
Honestly, I think it was definitely imperative to being able to get this across the finish line. Like being able to just kind of, we live in opposite parts of the country. I live here in LA and he's in Atlanta. But we went to school together in Florida. So there's a lot of like trauma bonding there.
Trauma bonding.
But like on Discord, we like meet up like once a week to kind of jump into calls and just like play games, catch up. And a lot of our like riffing and kind of writing comes from that. Just, being able to jump in, start kind of shooting the shit, talking through everything. And that's where a lot of this script manifested, was just kind of banter. And then, that's kind of funny. Write that down. Honestly, it was, I don't think if we didn't have that connection, I don't think this would be like half as funny as it is, hopefully. And, it definitely wouldn't have got done. That's for sure.
What was the timeline? I'm always curious when people make projects. Sometimes you hear they've been working on it for years and years. Sometimes it comes together quickly. What was it like for you guys?
The timeline was I would call it an amorphous blob, where at first we were just making little micro shorts, trying to find our footing, find the characters' voices and all that. And then we eventually came up with the idea for the short for some of our episode ideas and said, this one has legs. Maybe we should like buckle down and make this. So then after that, it was months of animation for Chris and lots of.
You were the animator.
Yeah. I was the primary animator on it, and then we have Tanner, who voices one of the penguins, and then our friends Vanille and Tyler, who do the other two main voices. But yeah, primarily animated in Blender. It took a year, but that was probably maybe 4 or 5 months of like actual focus. There would be 3 months of like, I don't want to do this, I'm taking a break, kind of in the middle of that.
What do you think are the unique challenges that you faced making an animation over versus a regular film?
I kind of actually defaulted to animation because making a film, I think, it obviously requires like a whole effort, like a whole village of people got to come and make this. And I have like a severe anxiety around asking people for help. So just taking it all into myself and being like, I'm just going to do this and it's going to kill me, whatever.
That was so much pressure.
That was easier for me than being like, do you want to maybe hang out and make a movie? So doing it this way, would I do it again? Probably not. Did I learn a lesson? Definitely not. But I would like to explore live action next, just because this was such a it's just like a marathon. It's just long days, long nights, lots of social things missed. Black hole of a year.
Except with each other, right? So
yeah.
now you guys are basically best friends.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, what are your plans for this after the film festival?
We're still waiting to hear back from a couple more. Have a little festival circuit, hopefully. We've got lots of episode ideas, so if something comes up and we're able to make those in a way that doesn't torture Chris, we'll definitely want to do that.
Sanity is definitely important.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we're just
That's exciting.
waiting for the next thing. Yeah.
Very exciting. Now, one last thing. Any bits of advice you have out there for someone who wants to make an animation?
I mean, we were talking about this a little bit. The number one advice is just to do it.
I love it.
It's never going to be the perfect time. It's never going to be easy. You're going to miss some things like you talked about. But once you do it, you have the thing. And that makes the next thing even more easy to do.
Right.
Because you've already done it once. And it's not scary anymore.
Yeah. You guys are pros now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, mirroring that though, just do it. Like, during the production of it, there's all these AI tools and all these like talks of replacement or like, oh, this is going to be a deprecated skill, but like, just tune it out. Just do it. Like
you learn you figure it out along the way, right?
Exactly.
And
And
look where you
things
guys
always
are now.
change. Yeah.
This is huge to get in here. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Really
and
appreciate it.
thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Of course. Thank you. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm Kat with IdeateTV.